Well, with the help of ChatGPT, I created a way to allow you to manage, well, allow you to load balance processes in Linux. For example, let's say a program is using 5% CPU. You can then set the I/O priority of that process to low, and if its disk usage is too low, you can set its I/O priority to high. There was a program that did that called Process Lasso. It did a lot of other things too, but it didn't exist in Linux. It was a lot more convenient than this program, but I'll show you how it works. First, there's this file which will be on my website, brianscience.weebly.com. Let me just type this in for a second. Let me just see if I can't even remember my own website name. brianscience.weebly. Oh, it's Weebly. brianscience.weebly.com or alright, it's brianscience2.weebly.com. That's right. Okay. So that's where I'll have the program. So basically you copy this entire script, and when I have the files, this will be called defaultmem.sh, and it doesn't really matter what the name is. The point is that it's called defaultmem.sh because if you see here, disk usage variable is there, and it asks for disk usage in this particular part of the code. So if you want to use a load balance on a process based on disk usage, this particular part of the code, where it asks for disk usage in megabytes and converts megabytes to kilobytes, needs to be in the code. But if you're just limiting based on just based on the CPU, then you don't need that. So the first thing you do to run this program is you type in cd/downloads or whatever CD downloads from your home folder. From the Linux command line. You don't have to do that, but I feel like that would be easier. Then from CD downloads, once you've copied the scripts and everything, you type sudo depending on what you want to do, sudo nano default defaultdisk.sh, which is what the which is what the what this file is going to be called. And then when you save it, you're going to press Control X and then the name of what you name of your script. And of course, any changes that you want to make to that script you can make from Nano. Another way you could do it is you could create a blank file in Downloads, and then name that file sumthelse. Now obviously it doesn't have to be called something.sh, but basically whatever you want the script to be called. Copy all the code from here into that, and then change the values under echo CPU greater than 5 to whatever you want. When you run the program, it allows you to set the disk usage there. Now let's get to running the script. To run your script, you go sudo bash /something.sh. or whatever you named your script earlier. And the idea is you'll have a bunch of scripts for various situations. Maybe one is 5%, maybe another is 10, maybe another is 50. And if a lot of programs use that use case, then you don't need a lot of programs. But if you have a lot of different situations for different programs, then you can run them kind of multi-threaded. Run one script that does one thing, run one script that does another thing, run another script that does another thing. And it's actually pretty efficient. That's one of the nice things about this over-processed lasso, is that it's much more multi-threaded. Although, I mean, I think process lasso was pretty multi-threaded, but this is ridiculously multi-threaded, because each process that you adjust has its own series of threads, which is kind of neat. Let's see, what was I able to do with this? Well, let's say I played a video in 8K through PowerSaver using this by entering the task manager PID in this program. If you'll notice though, it says echo open programs $programs. So when you first open this, you can press Control F and just search for the name of the program that you want to find, and you can then enter its PID here. Now here's something that you might not realize. When ChatGPT wrote this, it was sort of thinking extemporaneously. So PID and P are basically the same thing. It just does two different things in two different parts of the script. PID and P are the exact same thing. And maybe I should update it so that it can just use the PID value from read and put it down here. I mean, I really should ask it to do that. I mean, I try to do it, but I mean, I could probably do it, but generally speaking, my code is very error prone, which is what makes ChatGPT such a great solution. I mean, I never code without making huge mistakes, so it was very helpful. Anyway, let's go through the code. Okay, ask for disk threshold megabytes, disk usage, programs. Here's the PID of one of the programs that's listed in this list, or you could use task manager or whatever. And then my idea was process priority level high, and I don't want, technically the whole script was my idea, but I mean, it wouldn't have come up with the idea to use words if it wasn't my idea, so it's kind of interesting. Really, ChatGPT did a phenomenal job on this. Let's see. Creates a symbolic link. Directory name. This might be a little bit of a weakness in the code. I'm not exactly sure how long this code actually takes to run. I tried to run 100 iterations of this code and it never finished. So I don't know. One iteration seems to take a second, or maybe longer than that. I'm not entirely sure. That may need to be fixed. I'm not entirely sure, because this sleep timer sleeps 1 second and CPU top may not complete. The disk usage thing would still work when it's setting the I/O priority to high, but no, actually I've seen it set I/O priority to low now that I think about it. So it does work. That the code that sets I/O priority to low, I have seen it work, but so I guess it's fine. I just I don't know. I couldn't get PIDstat to work. It just caused so many errors. That took a long time to figure out exactly what was going wrong with that. So that's the code, and I guess I'll put the URL of the code in. I actually haven't even uploaded it yet. Gotta log into my internet's down. Okay, I'll include it in the video description, I guess. And that's all.